Guys, we've got a full day of card releases that happened just today. We've got a new legendary minion for Warlock. We've got a new beast card for Hunter. I'm really pumped, but what I'm more pumped about is to hear what Mama Geek Say has to say about all these cards getting released.
Hello.
Mom, new cards are getting released for Hearthstone. How excited are you?
I don't like when they release things. That giraffe is still around the neighborhood. They should have never released it.
Yeah, Mom, I know you keep going on about the giraffe and how you don't like his neck. They shouldn't have released it. You're right. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry for bringing it up. The first card we're going to talk about, guys, is the new Warlock legendary minion that everyone else is now freaking out about, and it kind of is something to freak out about. It's a 7 cost 4/4. Its battle cry is deal 2 damage to every minion. If it kills something, trigger it again. So what this pretty much is like a defile with a minion. This is a good minion. It might not clear the board unless you're playing a super aggro deck, but it is probably going to do some serious damage, plus leave behind a 4/4. At first, I thought this card dies too to the Hellfire, or to the Defile kind of damage, but it doesn't. It doesn't get damaged at all. So this is actually a pretty sweet little Defile plus creature. If you think about it, Defiles to a 4/4 generics 4, so that's 6. You know, it's pretty much what it should be, right? Like +1 mana. This is a big card. I don't think it fits in Q block. Something else to point out, guys, is it's not a demon. So Possessed Lackey cannot bring this out, which would be, you know, oh, okay, Possessed Lackey screwed you because it brought this out. But it's not a demon, so it's safe. It's a control lock card for sure. Now, is it better than Twisting Nether? I'm not sure. By turn 7, there's going to be bigger minions than 4 cost out there probably. Unless the meta is super aggro. For this to work, you guys, you really need a 2 cost minion out there, a 4 cost minion, and a 6 cost. It has to be a multiple, right? A 1 to 2, a 3 to 4, a 5 to 6. Then this does complete work. But if you think about it, you've got Defile on 2, you've got Hellfire on 3, then you can wait and play this on 7. It's a control card through and through. It's not only that, but if you have to clear, say, some smaller minions and then maybe damage some bigger ones, so maybe this 4/4 body can take out the rest of it, it's good for that. I think this is a good card. I'm not sure if it's going to be played in the meta. Again, we are not sure about anything, but do I think this is a good card? Yeah, it's very good. I definitely feel like Team 5 is showing all these Warlock cards to get us really amped up and angry, and then they're going to show the other cards and we're going to be like, oh, okay, we see. But I believe Team 5 has definitely play tested this. I'm almost positive that it's not going to be another situation where Druid came out just so powerful like they did before. And if they did, guys, we have to trust that they'll fix it, okay? So we haven't seen all the cards. We haven't even seen really, you know, a lot of the legendaries for the other classes. So let's just relax. But in the end, is this a good card? Yeah, it's good. It's very good. We're going to look at the Warrior card that just came out. It's a 2 cost 1/3. It has Rush, and while this is damaged, it has +3 attack. This card's kind of interesting, you guys, because it is 2 cost for a 1/3, which is pretty shitty when you think Dire Mole's 1 for a 1/3. But the fact that it gets +3 while damaged, it's pretty good. It's going to be very good in Arena, I think, as a turn 2 play, because if you're going second and the person put out a 1 cost minion that, say, is a 1/1 or a 2/1, on turn 3 you have a 4/2 Huffer on your hands, and it's also a beast, you guys. This is a great card. We'll not say great. This is a good card. I'm not sure if it'll see play. We'll see what type of 1 and 2 drops are getting played in the meta. But if Firefly sticks around, then yeah, it's going to be played. if Firefly comes out turn 1, you play this turn 2, you have a 4/2, and the Firefly can't even kill this, so you have a good damage to something on the turn after. It's actually really cool. Now, is it going to be able to stick? No, it's going to be taken out right away. But again, this is one of those cards that when you play it, your opponent wants to get rid of it as soon as possible, wants to clear it somehow, and that's a good thing because then it makes the opponent maybe make some unfavorable plays. If this card was around in this meta, it would be really good. It goes into Grimescale Murloc 2/1 very well. It goes into anything Dude Paladin has very well. This would be a great card right now in the meta. Now, we don't know the meta though for the future, but I'm just saying right now, if this was here, it might get played. Every card might get played. I know that. Well, then you're an idiot. I know that. This card is not a warrior card, but the first thing I thought about was put it in warrior. This is a warrior card. It's a neutral card. It's called Muck Hunter. This card is a 5-cost neutral, 5/8, and it reads Battle Cry, summon 2 2/1 Mucklings for your opponent. Now, this card is good if you put it with, say, Blood Razor. That's why I thought of it right away. Blood Razor on 4, you Whirlwind effect, you deal damage to something, and then the next turn you get this out, and then you deal 2 damage to something, then you Whirlwind, kill those Mucklings, and you have a 5/7 ready to charge to clean up the rest of the board. This is going to be great for Tempo Warrior. The problem with this card though, guys, is you need card A or card B for this to do really some good damage. Thankfully, Warrior has a lot of cards that could help with this. So say this plus Whirlwind for 6, Blood Razor on 4, then this on 5, and you clean up the board. But say you don't have that, it's still an okay card. It's a 5/8 with rush, so you can clear something. The opponent does get 4/2 worth of stats, but still doesn't kill your hunter here. It's a good card. It's not going to see much play, I don't think, anywhere else. Sorry, it was itchy. There we go. But I also thought of this with Frostless Jaina. After you Frostless Jaina, you put this out, and then the opponent has 2 2/1s, and you get a free 3/6 elemental out for it. That's pretty good. Plus, you can kill the other one if you want. Or you can leave it out and kill something else. It's still good. But again, you need other cards for this to work very well, and that's where my problem is. We've seen this in the past with where everyone's saying, oh, this card's awesome if you get it with this card, or this card's awesome if you get it with that. That's the problem, guys. A lot of that you have to wait for those pieces to fall into place, and sometimes games don't even last to turn 7, so you can't wait for those pieces to fall into place. You just have to be proactive about what you're doing. So we're gonna have to wait and see what type of meta unfolds, but I think this is going to be definitely jammed into Control Warrior, and for a good reason. It's a good card. It's a solid 5-drop for Control Warrior. I hope you guys are still with me, you guys. We still got a couple more cards here. The next card's a Hunter Beast. It's a 2-cost minion. It's called Hunting Mastiff. It's got Rush, it's got Echo, and it's a 2/1. This card is good if you think of it like a spell. It's a 2 mana, 2 damage to other minions, and especially if you have something on board like a Timberwolf or Direwolf Alpha, it can deal 3. Now, if you have a Hyena on board, this card is crazy. So if on turn 2 you get Hyena to stick, or on turn 3 you get Hyena to stick, turn 4 you play 2 of these bad boys, that Hyena is juicy. But that's the problem. It's again situational, but if you think of it like a board clear, it's pretty decent. 10 damage to board minions for 10 mana. That's pretty nice. And if you do, like I said, have a Direwolf Alpha or a Timberwolf for 1, comboing this is very nice. Very juicy. I don't know if it has a place though in the meta. It is not the greatest card. You can flood the board, but again, if Call to Arms comes out, you guys, for 4 mana, you get 3 cards that can destroy these cards. especially if they have, say, Divine Shield on them, then this is kind of weak compared to, say, Call to Arms. Even though Call to Arms is OP, I'm just comparing this to other cards, right? I'm just trying to get some sort of comparison, and that's the thing I'm doing, right? Is I'm comparing it to Call to Arms that brings you out 3 minions that could be very juicy, very good, where this you'd have to play, say, 6 to even maybe clear a Call to Arms. That's something that I worry about. But again, we have to wait and see the whole set. But so far, this card does have potential with the Beast synergy and the Hunter. I just don't know if it's going to be a thing or not. The one thing I want to know, though, guys, is this card going to be added to Deathstalker Rexar's Zombeast pool? Because if so, holy crap. If this is in his pool, this can do some serious damage, you guys. Even if you don't even want to use the echo effect, just the rush effect alone is going to be crazy. That's something I'm really looking forward to getting some answers on. Something tells me this isn't going to be added to Deathstalker Rexar, but guys, remember that with this next patch, Deathstalker Rexar's Beast Pool is expanding to the latest expansions. Are you guys ready for the last card? This card is seriously the end all, the be all. Meh. Yeah. This card is not good. We're not going to spend too much time on it other than saying I really like the card art. The card art's rad. It's pretty cool card art. It's a druid card. It's a 4/1/6. Its name's Forest Guide, and it reads, at the end of your turn, each player draws a card. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Here's the thing, you guys. It's not at the end of each player's turn. It's at the end of your turn. So that means you play this, you end your turn, both of you guys draw a card, but then he gets the extra card first, and as long as he wipes this, it's over with. It's just not that good. Yeah, its stats are pretty beefy. 1/6 for 4, you know, 6 damage, but like, I don't know. They're really, I guess, trying to make Mill Druid a thing. You know, this is what Cold Light Oracle had to die for, you guys. These are the cards. We should do an old salute for them. This card will find some sort of place in, you know, some fun decks. Don't get me wrong, it's not a waste of a card. I don't think there's ever such a thing as a waste of a card, but being, you know, being a competitive player, it just doesn't. It doesn't have a place, I don't think, in this meta at all. I can't foresee a meta where this has a place. Will it be in a fun deck? Hell yeah. I know a couple of people that'll make this card a lot of fun. Will it be me? Nope. Let's just keep saluting that Cold Light Oracle, you guys. I'm still looking forward to this set, you guys. There hasn't been anything that's gotten my hopes going down or anything. The last card maybe was my most meh card, but you know what? It still looks like a fun set. I really like the idea of the mechanics of Rush and Echo. I also really like the spooky Halloween theme. It's really fun. Here's to having a Headless Horseman card, you guys. We need a Headless Horseman card, right? Thank you guys so much for being here. You guys know you can catch me 5 days a week on Twitch TV. Also, if you liked the video, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. It would mean a lot, and it goes a super long way. And also, guys, have yourself an amazing day and smile up a storm.